You're watching EAC News. Thanks for joining us. Democratic-led US House of Representatives Selected Committee will attempt to reserve Republican efforts to downplay or deny the violence of the Trump loyalists who stormed the Capitol in a failed bid to prevent Joe Biden from becoming president on January 6, 2021. With 5 months to go until November 8th midterm elections that will determine which party controls Congress for the next 2 years.
A police officer hurt by Donald Trump's supporters trying to overturn his election defeat and a filmmaker who recorded some leaders of the U.S. Capitol riot will be among the first witnesses when hearings into the assault begin on Thursday, organizers say. The panel of 7 Democrats and 2 Republicans has spent much of the past year investigating the events preceding and driving the attack by thousands of Trump loyalists who stormed the building in a failed bid to prevent Congress from formally certifying his 2020 election loss to President Joe Biden. The committee said in a statement the hearings would provide the American people a summary of its findings about the coordinated, multi-step effort to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election and prevent the transfer of power. The committee has not yet said what witnesses it will call at its Thursday's hearing. Rosenberg said that while much of the information known about the committee's work has come from legal documents filed by the Department of Justice as it prosecutes suspects, there are still overreaching questions that remain unanswered. One of the big questions is how much of the federal government, not just the people around the president and the congressional allies, how wide was the conspiracy, and what does that mean? Right, if we had departments and agencies and people in the Defense Department and the Department of Homeland Security and other departments that were actively involved in the conspiracy, as well as dozens of members of Congress potentially. I mean, this is something that really makes this unlike Watergate in that regard, is that the conspiracy appears to be far more vast and the goal of the conspiracy far more serious and grave than what they were trying to achieve, he said. The panel and its dozens of investigators have conducted more than 1,000 depositions and interviews and collected more than 140,000 documents. 4 people died the day of the attack, 1 fatally shot by police and the others of natural causes. More than 100 police officers were injured and 1 died the next day. 4 officers later died by suicide. The Capitol sustained millions of dollars in damage. Trump, who is publicly flirting with another White House run in 2024, has denied wrongdoing and accused the committee of engaging in a political attack. He has leveled harsh criticism, particularly at Representative Liz Cheney, the panel's Republican vice chairperson, as she runs for re-election. But Rosenberg said he feels the committee has behaved appropriately. I think they're treating this in a manner where they're treating it with the appropriate level of gravity for what happened. This is an unprecedented effort to overthrow the outcome of a legitimate election in the United States that was guided by the sitting president and his allies in Congress, he said. Some Republicans condemned Trump in the first days after the attack, but since then, almost all have shifted their tone. Republican members of Congress have refused to cooperate and disputed accounts of the riot, despite thousands of photographs and videos. Thursday's hearing at 8 p.m. EST is a prime-time spot intended to capture the attention of as many Americans as possible. ABC and CBS News programming schedules show that networks plan to carry Thursday's hearing live. 5 more hearings are expected in the next 2 weeks.
You're filming? You're just to hell with this?